Good morning, everybody. I am Rajesh Kuswaha, PGTCS, Kendriya Vidyalaya Jayant Colliery. So, welcome in all of you in the today's session. We are going to study about database query using SQL. This comes under Unit 2 and Chapter 4 for Class 12 Informatic Practices. Now, under this database query using SQL, we are going to cover few topics. These are the topics which we are going to cover, that is querying and manipulating data using order by, group by, having clause, operations on relations, under operations and relations, union, intersection, minus, Cartesian product and join. So let us see one by one in detail. In MySQL, I hope that every students have prepared his table in class 11th using MySQL, and you might have also done so many queries. Now this order by clause we apply in the SQL query. What is the use and the significance of this order by clause? Let us understand in deep. Okay, so for every topic I have prepared so many good examples. I hope that you will understand very well, and if you have any problem you can discuss with your teacher also, and later on you can do practice on MySQL system. Each query, run this query, you will get the proper output also. So first is order by clause. As you know that name itself indicates that order by. Order by means arranging the data either in ascending or descending order. Suppose what happens, we create the tables in MySQL, and tables contain so many columns, and whenever we want to display a particular column's value in ascending or descending order, so there we have to apply the order by clause. So this order by clause is used along with select clause in MySQL to display the particular column's value in ascending and descending order as per your requirement. So by default, when you give a command or a SQL query to display the contents of table, it will display in ascending order. So here is a syntax of order by clause. You can see select. You have to write the select column list from table name. Then if condition is applied, you have to write where condition, then order by, and then column's name. Let us see one example based on this. This is an example containing a table named customer. So we have created this table in MySQL, and the name of table is customer. So under this customer table, there are few columns: ID, name, age, address, and salary. Now suppose you wish to display the column name. Under the name, various names of students or persons are displaying here, and when you want to sort or when you want to arrange this name column in alphabetical order, so or in ascending order, you have to give a query. You have to write the query as select star means all, from customer. From customer means here we have taken the table name customer. So here table name customer, order by name. So here we are writing this clause. We are using this clause in the query order by, then the name of column, we have to write the name of column after order by, so that this name of column will be arranged in the ascending order. If you are for displaying this particular column in ascending order, no need to write here ASC or ascending. It is by default this column will be arranged in ascending order. So the output of this query will be, it will display the name column in ascending order. Okay, so this is about the order by clause when we want to display a particular column in any order. Now suppose when you want to display the same column in descending order. So what will be the command? Let us see. Here is a query. You have to write select star or any selected columns. In place of star you can write any selected columns also, from customers order by name and DESC, it means descending. So after order by you have to write the name of the column here, which you have to arrange in descending order, and lastly you have to write descending and semicolon. So this column will be arranged in descending order because of this order by and DSC command. Let us see, this is the output. The previous tables, when you apply the query on the previous table, this will be the output displayed. Here you can see the name column has been arranged in descending order, and this result is appear due to this command order by name descending. This is a descending. Due to this descending, the orders are arranged in descending order. Now let us see some more advanced command of using order by. Now sometimes we want to display, we want to apply order the result on multiple columns, not only one columns. So in that case we have to use the order by clause. Using order by clause, we have to mention the multiple columns name after order by. Okay, so let us see one example how to use the multiple columns for ordering data. This is a table. The name of table is data. It contains various columns: roll number, name, marks, grade, section. So, and when we apply the query on this table, after creating this table, if you apply the query, let us see the query here. The question is based on that table. Suppose we wish to sort the records column name section in ascending order. Here different columns names are there: roll number, name, marks, grade, section. So section, the first, this column has to be displayed in ascending order, because we have written order by section ASC, ascending order. Section has to be displayed in ascending order, comma, marks, another column which has to be arranged in descending order. So now here we are using two column name, and both columns in different order. One is in ascending and other one is in descending. So the first field, that is section, is in ascending order, and another field, that is marks, will be in descending order. So after applying this query, when you will see the output on the screen, it will display in this form. You see here, since we have given the section in ascending order, here the section name column, the values of these columns are arranged in ascending order. All the A, B, 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 then CC. So after arranging this column, and then marks in descending order. So each columns mark, each groups, means here what we have done here, A. Under A, these marks are arranged in descending order. For A, all the marks are arranged in descending order. Then for B, all the marks are arranged in descending order. And for all C, the marks is arranged in descending order. It is not that all the column name marks is arranged in descending order. The column name marks is arranged in descending order according to the section wise. Means how many sections are here? A section, B section, C section. So section wise descending order marks is arranged. So you can see all the records of sections are listed together, and all the records with same section are arranged in descending order of the marks. So this is due to this we are using the two multiple columns, and in both columns orders are different. For the section ascending and for the marks descending. So we can use the multiple columns with order by clause. This is an example. I hope it is clear to you. Next clause is group by clause. This is very important clause for class 12th students. because generally it comes in the examination query based on this group by clause. And also in Viva also sometimes examiner asks regarding this. So whenever it is required to apply a query in a group of record instead of whole table, we have to use group by clause. And the group by clause is always used in collaboration with select statement to arrange the identical data into groups. The group by combine, what happens? You have to remember these points. The group by clause combines all those records that have identical values in particular column or a group of fields. Means in a short we can say that if you have created any table and when you want to apply the group by command, this group by command is applicable to a particular column. The particular columns will be classified or will be grouped among the identical values. Suppose a very simple example I am telling you. Suppose a column name student, there is a student table, and in the student table there is one column name city, and in the city column there are various city, Delhi two times, Bombay three times, Calcutta four times, like that. So many cities are there, and when we want to classify that column into particular group, means all the Delhi will be in one group, all the Delhi Bombay city will be one group. So the identical values, using these identical values, group will be prepared under that column. So basically, in a simple sentence, we can say that this, using the help of group by clause, we classify, we create the groups under a particular column. ठीक है, एक पर्टिकुलर कॉलम के वैल्यूज को उनको पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड कर देगा, ऑल आइडेंटिकल वैल्यूज को यूज करके ग्रुप बनाएंगे. ठीक है. नाउ next is one more important point you should know, that if this group by clause is always, it is used with some aggregate functions. If you don't know aggregate functions, there are 5 aggregate functions. Let me revise you that: sum, average, minimum, max, and count. So whenever you use this group by clause, you must use any of this aggregate function, or a aggregate function, or we can say group function, because it returns a value when you apply in a query. So whenever a group by clause is used, this it should be used with any of this aggregate function. Let us see the syntax for this group by clause, how to use this group by clause in our MySQL table. We will write here in the query, select the name of column, one or more columns, then from, after from table name, you, or I think all of you know this, then where, condition, and then group by column name. So here let us see one example to explain in more details. Here you see, here we have prepared a table, and the name of table is gaps, and it contains various column: roll number, student admission number, student's name, marks, age, sex, and city. You see, as I told you, this group by clause is used to prepare, to create a group of group on a particular columns. And how this group will be created? These columns, all the values, all the identical values will be formed. Means the this column will be classified, okay, according to the identical values. So here you can see, here 3 times Pune is there, then 2 times Delhi is there, 1 time Goa, and Chennai is there. So one group will be prepared from Pune, another will be Delhi. So this identical records, identical value will be used for creating the groups. So basically, these records, these values will be used for making the group, and this is due to the effect of group by clause. Now let us see one example. Suppose a question comes, write a SQL command to show the maximum and minimum marks from the table gaps. From this table, whenever we want to display any maximum or minimum marks, we simply write a query. Select marks. Marks is a aggregate function, and marks, maximum marks and minimum marks from gaps. If we write only this command, what will happen? This query will applicable to this whole table, and from this whole table, from this whole table, two columns, that two values, maximum and minimum, has to be displayed, because after select we have written two columns. So two columns will be displayed, and one will be for maximum, and another one will be for minimum. So from this table, the maximum and minimum marks will display. The maximum marks is 98. So this aggregate function max will result 98. Where is 98? You can see the 98. From this column, the maximum value is 98. So here it is displaying 98. And from this column only, when it has to display minimum, this column, this aggregate function will evaluate and find out the minimum marks from this column, and it is 90. So from this query, the output will be this way. Okay. Now suppose we want to display the maximum and minimum values of the particular group. Now using by this group by command, let us see how we can achieve the maximum and minimum marks of each group. So the group is created, and among those groups, the groups created by this group command, among those groups, what is the maximum and the minimum value? Those values will be displayed here. So you can see these values will be arranged alphabetically. Group will be also formed alphabetically. So now you see, select max minimum. For that we write the query from gaps group by city. Now city, group by city, we are making the group of which column? City. So group will be formed. So first is Chennai. First, since Chennai is only one, so one will be there, only Chennai will be there. Then Delhi will be there in the second. So Delhi, since Delhi is two Delhis, Delhi is in this group. So you can see the maximum value among the Delhi group is 98. So 98, and minimum marks is 97. Something no one here, maximum 92 minimum. Here 1 Delhi, 2, 3, 4. So using these four values, group will be formed, and of this group maximum and minimum marks will be displayed. So accordingly, another groups, you can see Goa, then Pune. So these marks are displayed from the group prepared by the group command. From each group, in maximum and minimum marks are displayed. I hope this is very clear to you. Once again, if you have not understood, let me revise it once again. This group by clause is used to create a groups on a particular column, and this is how to make the group. We have to write, we are in the select query, after from then table name, then write group by, and the particular columns on which this group command has to be reflected, or means on which group has to be created. Now let us see next. Now there is a great difference between order by and group by. We have seen two commands of two clause of MySQL, order by and group by. Now there are few differences between order by and group by. Let us see some of the differences here. With the help of order by clause, we can display the records in ascending or descending order, whereas in group by, it is used to group the data on the basis of particular column. So particular columns will be grouped. Then it is not mandatory to use aggregate function in the use of order by. So whenever you use order by clause in the MySQL query, it is not compulsory to use any aggregate functions like sum, maximum, minimum, average, count. But here, in while using group by command in the query, it is compulsory. It is very important to use max, minimum, sum, average, count, any of these functions with group by clause. So this is the major difference. You must remember that whenever you use the group by clause, you must use at least one aggregate function in the query. You can see some examples. Here we have used group by clause without using any aggregate function. Here we have used group by clause and the two aggregate functions are used. So this is the difference between order by and group by clause. Now let us see some more important topic. Before that, let us see one more example to demonstrate this group by clause, the working of group by clause. Here is a question, a table named customer, you see, it has column ID, name, age, address and salary. Now, suppose I ask you to find the total amount of salary, write a query to find the total amount of salary on each customer. Here, by using the group by query, group by clause, we write the query this way. You can see the query here. It is written again. This is a table, and you have to find the total amount of salary of each customer. Each customer. Here, the customer names are Ramesh, Kausik, Hardik, Komal. So each customer's total salary must be displayed. So accordingly, you have to write the query. Now, when we write the query, select name, sum, salary from customer, group by name. So after group by, which column's name is written here? Name. So this name column will be grouped. Means the value of these columns will be grouped. Identical values will be grouped. Here identical values means Ramesh two times. So one group will be formed, Kausik two times, another group will be formed, and here single value. So it will be leave as it is. So these columns, the data will be classified into different groups, okay, because of group by command. Now from the groups which is created under name column, we have to find the total amount of salary. So it will display the name, a name of that particular group and its sum of salary. So each group's sum of salary will be displayed. Means here the groups are created and corresponding to each group, what will be the total salary, that amount will be displayed. So two columns will be displayed in the output, name and sum salary. Under name, the group's name or the created groups will display, and for each group, so for each created group, what will be the total salary that will be displayed. Let us see the output. Now we see here in this output, here how many groups are created? Hardik, Kausik, Komal, Muffy and Ramesh. See, here Ramesh one group is formed. So Ramesh, the total salary of Ramesh, you can total it 2000 plus 1500, that is 3500. So group, for this group 3500 is displayed. So means we can say that the firstly this column has been divided into various groups. The values of this column, identical column values, are formed created in groups, and for each groups the sum of salary is displayed. So this way we can use the group by command. With here we have used both aggregate functions. You can see the aggregate function we have used, and also group by clause. So this group by clause is very important whenever we want to display, whenever we want to group the records of a particular column. Now let us see some more examples. Since my system is not supporting the practical uh, to take practical, so I'm demonstrating you more and more exercise questions which are so that it will be more clear to you in easy way. Now suppose let us see a question to find the total number of students in each branch and to find the total marks in each branch. Now using this group by clause, we are going to solve the two questions. This type of questions also come in the examination. So firstly, we have to find the total number of students in each branch. We have to create a table, and from the table, you have to find the total number of students under each branch and the total marks of each branch. Now consider a table student. Here student, name of table is student. We have created this table in MySql containing few columns: student ID, student name, branch, and marks. So the what question is saying, we have to display the total number of students in each branch. So how many branches are there? Each branch. Each branch means this branch has to be grouped, means the grouping will be done on this branch column. So all the identical values will be using for forming a particular group. So the one group will be formed with these two identical value IT, another group will be formed with CSE, and another group will be formed ESC, then null. IT will be used three values are there for one group. So various groups will be formed. You can see on the branch. So the output of this query, you see firstly this branch column has been grouped into this. These are the number of groups formed created by the group by clause on the branch column. As I told you, on a particular column, the various groups are formed according to the identical values. So here these many groups are formed. Now our question is to find the total number of students. So how the total number of students will be formed? Under each group, the marks, here the individual marks are displayed. So after forming the group, all the marks will be summed according to the, no, sum is not done here, total it will be, counting will be done. Here we have to total number of students we have to find in each branch. Okay, so here you see under this branch column various groups are formed, and each group, the number of values or the members or the number of branch associated or stored in this table is counted. So here we have used a count function. Let me explain this complete query to you. Select branch. Branch means the column on which group by command has to be reflected. Count all. Count star or count all. Count all means this will count the number of records, complete number of records from a student, from the table student. Group by branch, where this group by with the help of this group by command, this branch column will be grouped, and from the groups it will uh, be it will count the number of values in each group. So here you can see the output. Here in the output we see the different branch, different groups, and under each group the total number of values or number of branch is displaying here. So total number of branch under this group is 1. Here under CSC 2, because you see CSC is 2 times, and ECE 2 again, ECE 2, and IT 3, IT 1 2 3. So what we are seeing here, we see that the each branch, the total members or total values are counted. So this count function, this number appears because of this count function. The count function counts the values or the records of a table. Since we want to count the number of values on the group, so the group values are counted. So for each group, the number of values are counted here. So I hope this is also clear. Next question is, in this question there are two parts. The total number of students that we have counted, that how many students are in each branch. You see, in the null branch, one student, CSC branch, two students, Sikha and Anand, and IT branch, three students. So three students, Lalit, Mahesh, and Paru. So according to the questions, we have obtained a result. The number of students are displayed in each branch. Next is total marks of each branch. Now, again, the query to display the total marks under each branch. So firstly, what we have to do? We have to make the grouping on the branch, and then the total marks under each branch has to be displayed. Let us see the query for this. Here you see same table, we have created a table and then we have applied a query, select branch, sum, marks from student, group by branch. Here what we have done, first grouping is done. The query will work in this way. Firstly, group will be prepared, group will be formed from the branch column, and in each branch the total marks will be executed. Total marks will be find out for each branch. So all the three marks will be total, like IT, each branch marks will be total from here and it will display. Like see null branch 89, CSC branch 137. All the, since we have here two CSC, so all the two students marks will be added and displayed here. So the sum of the marks of each group is displayed here. Firstly, because of this group by command, group is prepared, and among those group, each group's marks will be totaled and then it will display. So group wise total marks is displayed here. So this is the query, and this will be applied. This way we use group by command, and along with group by we use aggregate function. So this thing you can practice on MySQL. It is very easy query. Now another concept is nested groups. Nested group means, so far we have seen group by command, we have applied, we have used group by command with single column, means a single column has been grouped. Okay, and in a query only single column we have used. Now sometimes we use to where we write the multiple columns with group by command. So those using the multiple columns in the query along with the group by clause is the concept of nested group. So to create a group within group, a nested group is formed. And how nested group is formed, let us see a very simple example. Let us see, this is an example which demonstrates the creation of nested group. You see, select, city, job. These are the name of columns of a table. Count all from employee, group by. After group by, we have written two columns. So whenever in a query, whenever we use two columns name, that is multiple columns, a nested group is formed. Here you see consider a table. Let us see one example of nested to demonstrate the nested groups. Consider a table employee. This is a table having various columns: employee number, e-name, job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, department number. And when we want to create based on that table, there is a question: write a query to group records job wise within department wise from employee table. This is a query. Means firstly group has to be prepared according to this query. According to this query, firstly the grouping will be done on the department number, and then the records job will be displayed. You see, it will count the number of employees also. Here in this query and in this question, first understand the question very nicely. We have to write a query to group records job wise within department wise. So here, and we are using the two columns which will be affected by the group by command from the table employee. So for that we write a query select department number job. Since in our questions two columns are associated, so we have to use the column department number job. And one more thing you have to remember here, generally what we write after group by command, whichever columns is taken, that column name also included with the select command to display the proper output. So select department number job count employee number from table. So count, again the count will count the number of records under this employee number column. Let us see the output of this query and how it comes. See the output. Here you see group by department number. So department number, various department numbers from that table group has been created. Means this department number has been classified in various groups 10, 20, 30. Okay. And understand it very carefully. Under each group, these are the number of job, means number of grade. These are the grade associated belongs to this group. Under the department number 10, these are the members, and these are the number of members. Suppose in department number 10, clerk is 1. In department number 10, manager is 1. So job wise counting is done. So job wise counting is done and grouping is done on the department number wise. So according this department number wise, again this is also classified. Job column is also classified according to the first priority is given on the department number wise, because we have written the first column department number. So department number wise grouping is done, and among each department number wise this job wise classification is also done. So here, and then corresponding to this job the total number of records is employee number is displayed here. So under department 10, one clerk, so counting is 1. Similarly, under department number 20, there are 3 records, analyst, and the number of analysts present, or the values present under this group number 20, that is department number 20, the 2, yani 2 analysts is there, 2 clerks are there, 1 manager is there under this group. Similarly, in the third group, that is 30, under this group, these are the members, and this is the number of count, the number of members appears in this group. So 1 clerk, or 1 manager, and 1 salesman. Means under this group 30, there are 4 salesmen. So this way we apply the group by command on multiple columns, and this is the concept of nested group. So I hope this it is very clear to you that among this group the number of members, again one grouping is done, and for each grouping the number of records are counted. That's all for group by. Next is very important topic, again we have to remember, understand it very carefully. Next is having by clause. This clause is very important, having by, because whenever we want to apply any condition on a table we use where clause, but whenever we want to apply any condition on group we have to use having clause. It means this is a conditional operator or condition clause, and it plays the use of this having clause is that it is used to place a condition, and it is also used to filter the data, and this clause is used because aggregate function cannot be used with the where clause. Okay? So it means that whenever, see, the where is a clause, there are two conditional clause, that is where and having. So where is used to apply the condition on the whole table, whereas this having clause is used to apply the condition on the created groups. In the previous topics we have seen, we have created various groups on a particular column. So among those groups, whenever we want to apply the condition on the groups created by the group by command, means group by has created so many groups on the column. So on those groups, if you want to apply the condition, we have to use having clause. Having clause is used to apply the condition on the groups created or formed by the group by clause. So very simple, and it is very important. Generally in Viva, examiner used to ask, and based on this having clause, always query comes in the examination. So be very careful to understand this having clause, how to use and what are the syntax. You can see the syntax here in the select query. Here we use, after group by we use having uh, clause for applying condition, and since here in the group by clause we never use where, so the condition is always applied with having clause. Now let us see a simple some difference between where and having clause. Already I have told you, but let us revise it once again. Some more points that where clauses is used to, I hope that you are making notes of this. Class 12 students, is very important to make the notes also. So the where clause, let's see the difference, the important difference. There are many differences. Few differences are here. The where clause places condition on individual rows. It means the where clause can be applied on the table, on each rows, each record, each tuple. Whereas the having clause places condition on the groups created by group clause. It means the having clause is associated with the group by. Always whenever you use the group by command, group by clause, and for applying the condition, we use having clause. So where conditions are applicable on individual rows, same thing, and whereas having condition are applicable on the groups as it formed by the group by. Now, where clause is not used with aggregate function, the having cannot be used without group by clause. It means that the use, it is compulsory to use having a group by clause whenever you use having clause. Having clause is always associated with group by clause. So in the where, it where in the where is a conditional which filters the condition which filters the rows, and having is also a condition which filters group. So this major difference between having and where. Let us see again some more examples. I hope that the previous examples was clear to you. So no need of wasting time on this second example. In a quickly we can see that here consider the same table and suppose a query to find the marks of each branch having branch CS and IT. Now see having how to apply the having clause in the in providing the condition on a particular group. Now here's a question. In this question, the here something is specified particularly, like to find the total marks of each branch, not only for branch wise, each branch having branch only C, SC or IT, means you have to display the total marks, but the its branch should be either CSC or IT, not for all branch. In the previous cases, all the branch was displayed and all the marks were calculated. Here we have to specify particularly that this branch marks has to be displayed or total. ठीक है. So here उस particular branch का ही total marks हमें display करना है. So the query for that, select branch some marks from student group by branching up, branch group by branch. Up to here it was the same similar query as previous. Now here what extra we are doing with group by command. Now it is coming the use of having. Now we are writing the having branch. We are applying the condition for the group prepared. Having branch in CS and IT. Here we have used in operator, that is the to choose the option among this branch. Only these two branch will be selected, and these two branches will be selected and their values will be total. So here this having clause, due to this having clause, we are specifying particularly for this branch. This total marks will be displayed for only this mark branch only. So this is due to the having. So having is clause is applying the condition on the group. So various groups are formed, and on the created groups this having is applied, and accordingly the output is appear. You see the output branch, various branches are there. So only two branches are displayed because we have given here specified only two branch, and only two branch marks is displayed here. So fulfilling the condition, the output is displayed because condition is applied on the branch, and fulfilling the condition. What is the condition here? The condition, it will display the total sum of the marks of only these two departments or branch. So two branch sum of the marks is displayed. So condition is applied. So data is filtered. So if you are not writing this, the total, all the marks, all the branch will display. So here we are specifying, filtering, applying the condition on the branch that only this branch marks has to be totaled and displayed. So this way the having clause is clear to you, I think. Once again, in very short, we can say that having clause is used to apply a condition on the groups created by the group by clause on a particular table or particular column. Okay, so having clause, you must do the practical using having clause to specify, to see the output, to apply the condition on group of a particular column. Let us see one more example. This is a table containing various columns, and again if you apply the column query here, select job count star employee group by job having count less than 3. Here also we are applying the condition. So that output, it will display the two columns, that is job and counting. Among the job and counting, this counting here we have specifying, we are filtering that counting, the data which is displayed under this counting must be less than 3. There are various counting will be there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It depends on the number of jobs. Okay, so among all the jobs counting, only the counting which whose value is less than 3 will be displayed. Let us see exam output of this. You see here, having count less than 3, various jobs are there, groups are formed, various groups will be formed, and each group's counting will display. Suppose in the group numbers, in the group of salesmen, 1 2 3 4 are there. A group will be formed and its counting will be 4. So it will not display because it is not less than 3. So only the members, this condition is applied on the group. So various groups are there. So only the members or the groups having the members less than 3. Here groups are formed, and under each group the members having the number of members less than 3, or the number of values under each group will be 3. Those values will be displayed here, counted. So you see here, analyst means in the job column under this group, 2 members are there. Here president 1. So this way we can see another. We have seen the so many examples using having. So having clause is used to apply the condition on the groups. Okay. So data is filtered. So group may containing 4 member, 5 member, 3 member, 2 member, but it will count only up to the less than 3. So less than 3 काउंटिंग, जिन मेंबरों की संख्या 3 से कम है ग्रुप में, सिर्फ उन्हीं उन्हीं का डिस्प्ले करेगा, यहाँ पर काउंट करके डिस्प्ले करेगा. दिस इज द वर्किंग ऑफ हैविंग क्लॉज. नेक्स्ट, some assignments are there. You can see, write a query to display sum, average, highest, lowest salary of employee grouped by department number. So you write this question, solve it, do practical very nicely, and you will get the output. It will be more clear to you if you do it practically, and these are the very important query of MySQL. So hope all of you have understood nicely. So I want to give you some more questions, but I think time will not permit me. So one thing you do, you just note down this question. In the next class we will continue the things which are left, and till then I hope that you will practice it nicely to understand the concept. So in very short, in the today's session, what we have seen, let us revise it: the order by clause, group by clause, having clause, and the various types of examples using this clause. Okay, so wish you all very good day to all of you, and take care. And I hope that this session is very fruitful and beneficial to you. In the next session we will be dealing about the join. That is also a very important part. So I thanks to all of you for listening carefully. Thank you.